Moonmadness was originally intended to be a concept album based around the personalities of the Camel band members. Andy Latimer was the track Airborne, Andy Ward was the track Lunar Sea, Pete Bardens was Chord Change, and Doug Ferguson was the track Another Night. That being said, the band's fourth album is much less contained than Snow Goose, but still retains some of the discipline. Often referred to as their last truly great album, it's the one I believe where they had reached their creative peak. My name's Dave, and this channel is all about prog rock. If you can't stand prog rock, then leave now. Otherwise, if you do or think that you could, stick around and find out more about today's album review, Moonmadness by Camel. So the band at this point in 1976 consisted of Andy Latimer on guitars, flute, recorder and vocals, Pete Bardens on keyboards and vocals, Doug Ferguson on bass and vocals, and Andy Ward on drums and percussion. Right from the start, your attention is grabbed in exactly the right manner. The opener is a short instrumental called Aristillus that sets the album on its course in a simple yet effective way. Reminiscent of an Alan Parsons track, it marches along with military precision. Song within a song sounds a typical prog effort from the time, with a nice flute going hand in hand with guitars, and feels to be another instrumental until about a minute and a half mark. Their typically dreary sounding singing, this time from Doug Ferguson, kicks in to kind of bring it down. At around 3 minutes, after a wonderful flute piece, the track changes dimension quite dramatically into a more hard-edged piece that works well as it morphs into a synth piece. It's a good track, even allowing for that slightly irritating, repetitive outro. The instrumental chord change kicks in and is a busy track, with interesting drum patterns making this jazz rock piece a comfortable fit. At around the 2 minute point, there is a tempo about turn as it slows right down, giving it a Santana and or Pink Floyd feel. From the 5 minute mark, the synth gives a waterfall feel to it before it brings us back to the opening rhythm again. Spirit of the Water is a short 2 minute piece. It's a bridge piece that has distorted vocals from Bardens but has a beautiful piano playing along to it. It gives the impression of ripples going along the surface of the water. The fifth track is called Another Night, and it was released as a single. It's got a tall sound to it, but it's not matched again by the vocal qualities before a short quiet bridge before the main riff kicks back in again. The last 60 seconds are devoted to some lively and interesting guitar work, and it finishes the track off on a high. The best track on the album is Airborne. It's a song that has a classic prog structure to it, but make no mistake, this is a real proper track. Flute, acoustic and piano to start, organ synths and mellotron to middle, before a lavish and stylish ending brings it to a close. The singing of Latimer, although wispy in nature, actually suits this one just about perfection. Competing for the title of best track is The Closer. It's a play on words involving the album title Moonmadness and the title of this track Lunar Sea or Lunacy. Get it? Either way, this runs Airborne a very close second as a strong end to the album. A delicious synth opening gives the impression of hopping between light summer clouds as the track decides on its course. When it does, though, it's more jazz fusion with a lovely lead guitar so reminiscent of Brand X that keeps the track chugging along. At 2.5 minutes, the tempo changes for a synth to take over the lead, whilst at the 5 minute point it changes yet again as guitar takes center stage now to create an improv style section that is just what's required. It all concludes with the return to the synths to end this album. It has a few strong tracks and a couple that were just okay, but overall I'm left with positive vibes from this album. What are your feelings on this one? Leave me your thoughts in the comments section, as well as any requests from Camel you would like to hear. On screen now there's a link to a review I did recently that YouTube believes you will enjoy, so I'll see you across there.